Hi there, Nevka Vuljevich here, and I am coming to you from San Diego, where I traveled to meet with one and only Sonja Price. I came here to interview Sonja about the new book that we have put out together as co-authors called The Pivot Point System. So I wanted you to learn a little bit more about Sonja, what she does, and why she actually decided to write the book and do it in a group. Hi everybody, Nevka Vuljevich here with One Deal Away, and I am beyond excited and honored to present to you one and only Sonja Price. So hi Sonja and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hello, it's really wonderful to be here.
So for those of you that may not know, Sonja and I actually co-wrote a book. We have three other authors, so there was five of us that wrote a book called The Pivot Point System. And really my biggest goal here is to talk about the book. But before we go into the book and why Sonja decided to write about it and sort of maybe share a couple of tips of what you'll find in it, I actually wanted to do interview with Sonja for quite a few months. Ever since I started doing some of these shows, Sonja has been on my mind as somebody who I wanted to interview, but we never had an opportunity to connect because she's a very busy woman. She works, I feel like, around the clock, and when she's not working, she's masterminding or learning. So anyways, I'm
But
really
we
excited.
always make time for things that are important.
Well, fair. And so we were able to join in and attend. We're actually currently in San Diego, California, attending the Brandon Burchard's influencer event. So we're meeting some cool people, doing some cool stuff. But we decided we wanted to do this interview. So, Sonja, just you've been running your own business for like
10
over
years.
a decade, right?
Yeah.
Which is really exciting. So, if you don't mind telling folks, like, what do you do and like, why did you decide to do what you do?
Yeah, so I do career and leadership coaching and training, and I work with a lot of mid-level career professionals who are looking to identify what's the next step in your career? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? What kind of impact do you want to make in the world? I primarily work with employees, so people who want to work inside of an organization, but make a change from the inside out. So to, up-level their own career, make a difference in their own life so that they can really enjoy what they're doing and have a fulfilling job and a fulfilling career, but also be working inside of an organization that's in alignment with their values. And that's something that they can feel really good about. Like at the end of the week, they can go home and say, I made an impact this week. And yeah, I might work for a big organization, but I know that the work that I'm doing is making a difference in the world.
So, is it safe to assume that prior to having your own job, prior to doing the career consulting, you were actually in a career at a corporation doing some of the stuff that you're doing right now? Is that
very
accurate?
True? Career coaching actually found me.
Oh.
I always knew that I was going to do coaching. From the time that I was 18, my aunt is a life coach, a really good life coach. And when I found out what she did, I was like, coaching? What is that? And this was like 20 years ago before everybody knew what coaching was. And she was one of the first. And I was like, what is that? I want to do that. But I hadn't even gone to college yet. And I knew nobody would take me seriously because I was 18, but I looked like I was like 12. And so I ended up going to college and I got a professional job, and then that led to another professional job. And I reinvented my own career a good handful of times. And each time that I did that, not only was I accelerating my income, but I was also finding new and different things to do in the world. And I was able to prove it that you can reinvent yourself. You can create a new image and a new brand for yourself. And I'm just a very dynamic person. I always want to be doing something different. And I thought I was on this executive path myself, but I knew that I needed lots of different experience from different parts of the organization.
Yes.
in order to be considered seriously for senior level leadership positions. And each and every time that I made a big jump in my career, at first I had friends and family who were coming to me and asking me for help. And so at first I was just helping people with their resume on the side or preparing for an interview. And then before I knew it, I was getting referrals and referrals from referrals, and career coaching kind of found me.
Lovely. Well, that's always that's always interesting. I love talking to entrepreneurs who start things, and it sounds like a lot of the commonalities is that there was a passion, typically at a young age. There was a lot of drive towards it. There was some confusion and uncertainty, and sooner or later, it was almost like a full circle has happened. You just kind of come right back to the same exit where you even thought about starting from or exiting from, and so it's really, really cool. So, who is, I always like to know this of like, who is your ideal client? Who do you love to work with?
Yeah. I love working with mid-level career professionals, people who are looking to take their career to the next level. Yeah. And that could mean a number of different things. It could mean changing job titles, could mean changing industries, could mean getting promoted or, progressing into leadership or higher levels of leadership. But it is generally people who work inside an organization. I have helped a few people start businesses, but there's a lot of business coaches out there, and I've worked with some really great business coaches, and I always say, stay in your lane. Yeah. So, I've really kind of honed in my skill set in the career world, like career and leadership world, and so those are the people who I want to work with, but primarily people who are really yearning for meaningful work, and they want to make a difference. They want to make a difference in the work that they do, no matter where you work, but just to be a valuable team member, an employee, and a confidant, and a friend, and somebody who shows up and makes the workplace a better place to be.
Yeah. What I love about what you do and what you talk about is that you're not just focusing on, come work with me and you'll make more money. It's come work with me and yeah, we can definitely work on making more money. But what I love about your focus is that helping people feel more fulfilled, because what I believe and what I have found, and just talking to a lot of people, there's a lot of confusion, and a lot of people wouldn't mind making money, but they want to do it ethically and holistically. Yeah. And that's what I love about your message and what you do, is really focusing on that piece.
Yeah. I always say the most important thing is to find something that you love doing, yes, that's in alignment with your skill set and how you want to be spending your time, but then also finding the right organizational fit for that, so it's a right culture fit, and it's a company that you actually care about. And then 3, if you can make more money, why the heck not do it? Yeah. And I'm proud to say, I am very proud to say this, that most of my clients end up making anywhere from $500,000 to $100,000 more per year. And that is no joke. You could read all about it online, but it really is truly no joke. And I feel really proud of that, because we live in a very expensive world. And, one of the reasons I wanted to collaborate with you, Nev, is because you help people do more with the money that they do have. And so you have to get the earned income first, yep, so that you can invest in something that then creates passive income. And so that's one of the reasons I'm really excited about partnering with Nev, and why we did write that book together, is, to find all the different areas of your life that you can make a pivot, and you can launch into something new and different, and you can take your life to the next level. Yeah.
So what was it like writing a book with 4 different people? We're 4 very, very different individuals. So what was your experience in writing the book and doing this collaboration?
Yeah. It was a fun project to work on, and I think we all kind of realized, we're all approaching this from different perspectives. And I'm someone who tends to do a lot of things alone. And yep, so I want to go corner myself away and write my portion of the book and be done with it. But then, we all had to collaborate and read each other's stuff and make sure that it all fit together. And it was really cool. I always find it, quite fascinating when I have an opportunity to grow from other people who have different perspectives in the world and different areas of expertise that they're bringing to the table, because I learned just as much out of the process as, being a contributor to it, as I got to learn and grow from all of our collaborators as well.
So in your part of the book, so it's it's a 5-part book. Your part of the book focuses on career. If you can, we're going to talk a little bit more about where folks can get the book and how, and I'm sure that you'll be able to gift some, maybe, if people reach out to you and connect with you. Maybe you'll do it for your clients. But I know that we're about to go and launch and have this book available for sale on Amazon.
Finally, yay!
And we're going to be, for folks that you were wondering, we're actually probably going to be running a bit of a pre-sale thing. So if that's something that is of interest, and I will do another video of what you will actually get if you decide to do the pre-registration pre-sale thing. She will get it before anybody else. So if that is of interest, make sure you kind of follow through on stuff. But your part really focused on the career component, and what maybe we can share like a secret or two that people might find in reading your section. Like, what is maybe like a one really, really cool thing that you believe you gave a lot of value to the reader?
Can I share a couple things?
You can share a couple of things, yeah.
I think, one of the biggest messages is it's never too late. It's never too late to do something different. I do share my story about being a serial career changer, and there's a little bit of a saga built into that, but just having the ability to change directions repeatedly. And I think that's what the whole book is about, is making key pivots in your life. So if you're in a place where you're unhappy, change it up. Like, it's easy to do. And so that's one key thing. I think another key thing that I talk a lot about in the book is networking, and how important it is to build a network before you need it. I think a lot of people wait until they're like, oh, I'm ready to make a change. Who can help me? And it's never, again, it's never too late to build your network, but if you've been doing the work to build that network over time, that can shortcut your process. And so I definitely talk about the differences between mentors and sponsors. And just very quickly, for folks who don't know, I definitely dive into this in more detail in the book, but a mentor is somebody who's gone before you. They're somebody who has expertise in the field that you want to go into, and they can show you the way of how to get there in that specific field. A sponsor, on the other hand, is somebody who can kick open doors for you. So they don't really have to know, your field or industry or whatnot, but they're in a decision-making role, they're in an influential role, they're in a position of power, and they can actually open doors for you and say, hey, Nev, come over here, meet this person. Or, maybe they invite you to speak on their stage, or invite you to collaborate on a project with them, or, any kind of thing like that. So I think that would be a few of the things that I share in the
Very
book.
awesome. And for folks, I agree with you completely on all the points that you talked about. I believe that I have a mentor who said, if you hate where you live, move. Right? It's easy, especially in today's day and age, especially living in the United States. Like, it's just so simple. You don't like the state where you live, like, move. I've done it.
Totally.
It's not that scary at all. I've lived all over.
And
the
with
place.
all the tools we have available online today, I mean, how easy is it to find opportunities, create opportunities, connect with the right people?
Absolutely.
Couple clicks in a YouTube video, and you're good.
And, I also want to talk about something really important that you talked about, the networking piece. And for, folks, actually, I don't think anybody knows this, but Sonja and I actually met at a live event. We didn't know each other. We've been now sort of friends and partners, I guess, at this point, for about 2 years, only about 2 years. And we met at an event in Los Angeles where we were both attendees, and ended up going and, I think you talk about the book of, like, Never Eat Alone. Right. And so I ended up having lunch, dinner, I don't remember, with you. And we started talking, and next thing you know, we created our own mastermind and started really helping each other and, like, coaching each other in different things, because we're both in businesses at different stages and different knowledge bases. And then, the idea for the book came, and, who do you call when you want to collaborate? You call on people that you know. And Sonja just made perfect sense for me to do this book with, because I do talk about money, but career and wealth and money are very much intertwined. And they're both equally as important. It's important to love what you do. You have to be fulfilled in what you do, because no amount of money is going to make you happy. And at the same token, being broke is not going to make you happy. So let's find things that can make us happy that are not related with money at all. And that's where you really come in and talk about you spend 8 to 10 hours a day working, right, in a career. So why not be in a job that you love? And that's what I really love about folks working with you and what you do in this world and how you're able to change people's lives and really influence them. And that has been really, really awesome and insightful. So thank you very much for all the work that you do and all that you're giving to the world.
Thank you.
It's I'm sure that you enjoy doing it, and I can tell that you enjoy doing it. But I think the world needs more people like you who are willing to contribute to people's lives, to help change it, to help improve it, to move us as a society forward and make this world a better place.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. And I can say the same for you as well, Nev.
Thank you very much.
I do feel really grateful to have met Nev, and we built our own mastermind group, and we wanted to do a mastermind, and it was like we were the only two people that were raising our hands for it, and so it was like, hey, this is perfect, Sometimes you just have to trust, like, who shows up is the right person to show up. Yeah. And so we live in completely different parts of the country, but we've had Zoom calls, and then we wrote this book together, and we've continued to go to conferences and different things together. And, Nev, if I can just express my gratitude to you, you are one of the people that I call when I need any kind of financial coaching.
Thank you very much.
I'm at a point in time in my life where I'm trying to figure out what's next for me from a retirement perspective, and how do I get that game plan together? And I'm trying to think, figure out what is this whole passive income thing, and how do I actually create it? And I have gone to a number of trainings, but I would tell you that probably the most helpful advice that I've ever gotten is when we're just having a conversation and I can ask you, hey, what do you think about this? And we talk about a variety of different things, both stock and real estate oriented, but you really shine in creative real estate investment opportunities that don't cost a lot of money, that it's an easy starting point, and in things that a lot of people don't really know about. And people don't really know about it, they don't know how to get started with it, and you break it down in a very simple and easy way. And I feel very honored to know you because you're a brilliant man, a brilliant expert, and also just because you have such an amazing heart, and it really shines. And I see you talk about the way that you work with your students, and I can tell you really, really care about helping people build the kind of wealth that is possible in this world. It's so possible to be wealthy if you know how to do it.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. So we're about out of time, y'all, and we're really excited that you have joined in and watched the video. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Before we leave, I want to make sure to give opportunities to Sonja to sort of give you any last parting words about what she does and about the book, right? We want him to get the book because there's a lot of really cool stuff. It's 5 people, and we calculated it. Roughly 100 years of experience in one book. And from 5 different points of perspectives. Brandon Burchard talks about, people pay and should pay a lot of money, a lot of good money to get a different perspective, because I can only see the world from my point of view. Sonja can only see it from her point of view. But when you're able to get 5 very different people to talk about 5 important keys to unlock your future, your perspective, and really give you the pointers that has helped them be successful. You'd be stupid not to take it on. And I'm not trying to call you stupid, but it's really silly not to do it. It's a silly thing not to do it, especially when it's out there and it exists. So I'm going to stop talking because I might offend you again, so.
Well, here's what I would have to say. The book is a mastermind unto itself. It's 5 experts 5 people who have really done very well in their field, who've come together to share their knowledge and experience and wisdom with you. And we wrote it for you. It's not for us, it really truly is for you. And a book is a really easy starting point, because for $10-20 you get a ton of wisdom, all boiled into one book. It's a very easy read. And we call it the pivot point system. And I've always heard this whole analogy about a plane, that you've heard. When a plane flies from point A to point B, they are never flying in a straight line. They're constantly recorrecting their course path, so they're always off path, and they're always kind of like, wiggling their way towards the finish line. And I think that's really what the pivot point system is about, is that there's always going to be opportunities to pivot in your life. And we talk about it from perspective of mindset, health, image, personal image, career, and wealth. And, so I do hope you go and check it out, not just for me or Nev or the authors who are in the book, but really for you to get where you want to go in life. And, check it out. Hit us up. You're welcome to direct message me. I'm available online, LinkedIn, Facebook. Those are my 2 main channels. I know I should be on more, but those are the 2 main that I'm on. And and I know we have lots of free goodies that we're compiling together for you as well. So if you haven't bought the book yet, or even if you have bought the book yet, or you are going to buy the book, go register it, because we're all, creating some free gifts for you, and we'd love to, continue the journey together.
Yeah, that's one thing that is really, really cool, that the authors, when we were writing this book, we wanted to write a really cool book with a lot of value built into it. And as we were in the midst of writing it, we were having consistent calls, and somewhere along the line, everybody said, we want to give bonuses. We want to give bonuses to people for reading the book. And so inside the book, you will actually find like cool links and discount codes. It's kind of like, I loved hidden treasures, and I love discovery books and like journey books, and that's what I really feel like what this is, where you have to read the whole thing to like find the code words that you can use that will like unlock the doors and give you these cool discounts. And the really amazing thing is that we wanted people to register the book, and then when you register, you actually get additional pieces that you can get in addition to the book. And so it's completely a bonus. It's free. It's something that authors wanted to do. And I'm not going to tell you what they are, because you really want to get the book and you want to get this. So Sonja, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for partnering, for writing the stuff, and for just being like a super awesome and amazing human being.
Oh, thank you, Nev. You too, man. You too, man.
So until next time, stay forever money blessed, and we'll see you next time. Bye. All right, so I'm here with one and only Sonja Price. It's a test, because I just want to see the sound.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay.
It's a test.
Okay.
This is a test. This is not going to happen. Maybe in bloopers. Sorry, Sonja.
So, I think shoulder to shoulder is a little bit better.
Hello, everybody. I'll explain later, privately.